Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield, live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill, this is Tiger Talk with Kellie Harper.
Pulls up from 3 and hits it. Holy cow, Abby Schreck, 5 of 8 from 3 tonight now.
Now, here's your host, Brad Trinago.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tiger Talk with Mizzou women's basketball head coach Kellie Harper. I'm Brad Trinago, our engineer Jeremy Washington. We also have Sam Rowe from KMIZ and Haley Berry from Mizzou Sports Properties that are helping us out tonight here at Harpo's. Dylan Riggs running things for us at Learfield headquarters in Jefferson City. Happy to be back once again, of course, at Harpo's, the host of Tiger Talk for basketball season. Harpo's Bar and Grill, located in downtown Columbia, a staple of downtown Como since 1971, now featuring a new food menu. Check out the daily specials and the expanded space to host your next event. You can listen to us, of course, on the Tiger Network. You can also watch Tiger Talk locally through the family of networks through KMIZ and in the St. Louis area through Matrix Midwest. Mizzou women's hoops now 13-8 on the season. Had a setback at Florida over the weekend. Before that, SEC win number 1 of the Kellie Harper era, a 94-69 victory against Arkansas last Thursday. On the way next for the Tigers, nationally ranked Ole Miss will be in town this coming Thursday at 6:30, and then Texas A&M comes in on Sunday. That will be a 5 o'clock tip-off. So with all that, let's say hello to the coach of the Tigers, Kellie Harper. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it.
Let's get that the Gator game out of the way, and then we'll talk a little bit about that Arkansas one.
Yes, I'm with you. Let's go.
So it was a slow start, obviously, down 18 after the first quarter. Broke even from there, but what was it in that first 10 minutes where you just couldn't quite get over the hump after that?
Yeah, you know, we watched some film with our players, and you know, defensively it is what it is. We understand we're going to up against a lot when you're playing a player like Liv McGill and what she can do and what she can create. Offensively, we just went off script. And honestly, for the first time, we went off script that early in a game. I thought we have, you know, we've come out and done okay offensively in each first quarter that we've had. And so that was a little bit out of character for us. I thought, maybe their athleticism and their size, pretty deceptive, on film. I remember thinking, oh, she doesn't look as tall on film, and get out there and I'm like, oh gosh, she's 6'4". I mean, so they're definitely big and athletic and super talented, super, super talented. And so I don't know, if that athleticism and size created a little bit more, I don't want to say chaos, but a lack of vision for our team to be able to see what we needed to do. But, we showed it to our team, and it's just part of who we are. We've got to get back to the high level of execution.
Well, you mentioned the talent that Florida has, and they do have 3 McDonald's All-Americans currently on the roster. They've been in a lot of games against some of the best in the SEC. They took Kentucky basically down to the wire at Kentucky before losing by 5, for example. Was some of it just a matter of maybe catching that Gators team on the wrong day?
Yes. That team probably has the broadest width of how they're playing, right? They can beat anybody in our league. They are really, really talented, or play with at least. And then they've gone out and not played well at times. We did not catch them on that night for and obviously we for 3 quarters there we played them even. So you just go back and look at it, and just a few possessions here and there, if you score, if you take a better shot and get fouled or do those things, and you probably get a stop on the other end, because now you've set your defense. And if that first quarter goes a little different, the whole game could have been different. That's a big thing. I know people they can't look at it like that. You look, it's an 18-point game. Well, not second, third, and fourth quarter. So, it's on us. We've got to come out with a little bit better mindset to do what we need to do.
Forgot to mention that star junior Grace Slaughter will be along in a little bit. She's going to be joining us at about 6:25, 6:30 up here on the stage at Harpo's during Tiger Talk. And we'll talk a little bit more about her coming up. But I did want to get some thoughts specifically on that game. She scores 29 points, pulls down 5 rebounds, and honestly, it's almost like we're starting to get used to this against SEC competition, even though she's clearly at the top of every scouting report. But it's really not something we should take for granted. This is really impressive what she's doing.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, one of the things that I had talking to some folks today about her in particular, and they were just asking me about her. She's just so consistent. And she's consistent in her preparation. She's consistent in who she is at practice. Yesterday was first day of class, and we practiced yesterday, and we looked like it was the first day of class. They were a little, little blurry-eyed, a different day, long day, but not Grace. Not Grace. Grace was Grace Slaughter. I mean, she came in with great energy and great pep. So she's just been so consistent coming in and going to work every day at practice. And I think that's really, really paying off, that she's able to do that at a high level day in and day out. And we're pushing her. Don't get me wrong now. We are pushing her. And then she's able to carry it over to games. It's been really impressive.
Slaughter has scored in double figures every single game this season, speaking to that consistency that Coach Harper was talking about. Shannon Dowell in that one, she scored 23 points. She got to the free throw line 14 times. Is she getting close to full recovery from that lower body injury that forced her to miss a few weeks?
Well, I think she finally, it took her a bit, but she finally looked more like herself. We just haven't been able to see that since before Christmas. It's really difficult. What people don't understand, just because you're back out playing doesn't mean you're 100% and you're going. And she's not able to get the practice reps that we'd love to see her get right now that could really make a difference. So I think, we're asking a lot from her to be able to pick things up. Oh, yeah, by the way, you haven't played in the SEC before. You're not going to practice for the SEC. You're just going to play. It's a difficult thing. She's doing better, and hopefully as time goes on, we can start, making up some of those minutes here and there.
Donor trip this past weekend. How important is it to have that level of support from folks that are willing to give up their weekend and hang out in Gainesville with us?
Yeah, we had some folks travel down with us and had a great time. I think, one of the things I talked to our team about, we've got just a really, really good group of people in our travel party. And, for our players, managers, support staff, our coaches, just they're just fun to be around. And so I think it for me, it was really cool to share that with some folks and, let them get to know our players and our staff, because that's one of the strengths of our program. It's the people. It is the people within our program. And, it was a bigger plane. My kids get to go on this trip. And so I always think if it's a group that you want your children around, if I want my children there, then that says everything. And, it's just a really good group of people.
Tiger Talk with Mizzou Women's Hoops head coach Kellie Harper. All right, let's go back to last Thursday. Again, a 94-69 win against Arkansas, one of the most dominant SEC wins for Mizzou women's basketball in about 3-4 years, depending on what measurement you look at there. On the offensive end, 57% from the field, 46% from three, and again, 94 points. What was working offensively in that game?
Well, I thought we played with good confidence. I thought we played downhill. I thought our transition was good. We were really aggressive, looking for things. We didn't. I thought aggressive in our pace as well. We didn't really, once I went back and watched the film, we didn't really get through a lot of shot clock plays, like where we were going deep into the offense with our offensive execution. It was pretty quick, and that just shows you how aggressive we were from the tip offensively.
Jordana Reisman was the leading scorer. She had 21 points. This is not a friendly league for centers and for five players out there. How important was it for her to have that much success against an SEC opponent?
Well, we wanted to get her the ball. We knew going into that game that was going to be an emphasis for us to get her the ball early and try to get us. So we're better when we have paint touches. We know that. And so for us, part of that is getting her the basketball off of passes, off of cuts, and then letting her create some opportunities in the paint. So, it's really, you're right, it's so hard in this league to be that position. And someone else asked me, I wish she could do that every night. Well, yeah, I do too. But, she's up against 6'5", and she's given up 100 pounds. And, I mean, it's not always the easiest thing. So I think, we just keep trying to find ways for her to be successful against each and every opponent.
Chloe Sotel had been slumping a little bit to start 2026. She had 16 points in that game and 6 rebounds, tied career highs with 7 assists and 3 steals on top of all that. And I just thought it was good to see her find a little rhythm out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's really hard on herself. So, she takes things very personal. She's one of the most competitive players on our team. I mean, she hates to lose. I mean, she hates it. And we love that about her, by the way. But also she carries it, when things aren't going well, she kind of carries it. And so it was good for us it was good for her to have a game where she could just let go and be able to enjoy it. And, she puts in the work. She puts in a lot of time getting in the gym, shooting, and obviously it paid off.
We haven't talked a ton about Sanaya Tyler on these shows, but she had her best game as a Tiger. She scored 11, didn't miss a shot against Arkansas. How valuable can someone like her be down the stretch with all that SEC experience she got at Kentucky?
Well, I think what she has is the physicality piece that really no one else on our team, guard-wise, can match. I mean, she's just really physical. She understands how to play with that strength, and she's done it at this level. For her, really handling the ball, taking care of the basketball, get us get that ball where it needs to go within our offense, and then go down and guard on the other end. And when she does those things, then that's when you see her score, ironically. So I think she really bought into what she needed to do. She had some good practices leading up to that game. She's had some good practices coming out of that game. So hopefully we can keep riding that positive momentum.
How important is it just to get that first one, man, in the win column, and to have that belief, for your players and your staff that hey, we can compete with other teams in this league at this level?
Yeah, it's obviously a big deal, and we talk about we have to be prepared to win. We have to be ready to win, and so if there's an opportunity for us to win, if we do our job and put ourselves in a chance to win, you've got to be able to seize it, and we got to be able to take it. And so there was a lot of joy, after that win, because we all understand how hard it is to get them, and just really happy I was really, really happy for our players, and I'll be honest with you, for our staff. I was really happy for our staff to be able to get that one.
We're off and running here on Tiger Talk with Coach Kellie Harper. It's brought to you by Shelter Insurance, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 7 out of the last 8 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter. The latest film session with Coach Harper is coming your way next. Here from Harpo's. This is Tiger Talk on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The home for Tiger Talk Coaches shows is Harpo's Bar and Grill in downtown Columbia. Join us Tuesdays or Wednesday nights for the inside scoop on all things Mizzou basketball. Hear from the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly, along with Mizzou women's head coach Kellie Harper at 6 p.m. and Mizzou men's head coach Dennis Gates at 7 p.m. Come early, grab your spot, and enjoy great food and drink specials during the show. That's Tiger Talk, only at Harpo's Bar and Grill. Visit MUTigers.com for the full show schedule.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day, or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need, so you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life, Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletics season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Tiger Talk rolling on from Harpo's here in downtown Columbia with head coach Kellie Harper. Again, Grace Slaughter will be along in about 10 minutes or so. And, of course, the men's version of the program with Dennis Gates coming up at 7 o'clock. You can show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank, the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today at centralbank.net. Our thanks to them and our thanks to Mizzou Athletics, premier partners of the Diamond Club, MU Healthcare, Shelter Insurance, and Multiply Credit Union. Time for film study once again with Coach Harper, and we're starting out talking ball screens, right?
Yes. So, I go through and I always try to figure out what would everybody like to talk about. I don't know. So maybe put in your requests, fans. Let me know what you want to see, what we want to talk about.
DJ Kelly up here taking requests.
Let's go. So, I thought it might be good to show you. There's so many ways to do things, right? And so the first thing we're going to look at is some ball screen coverage. We won't get through everything because we don't do everything. So there's a lot of different things. So let's pause it right here. So this particular coverage, Sanaya Tyler is on the ball, and we're going to go over the ball screen. Hold it just a sec, Nick. And so I'm going to set this up for you. So she's going to go over the ball screen. Typically to do that, you want to get your hips into the offensive ball handler. And then you can do a variety of things with your post players. We're going to go drop coverage right now with Jordana. Drop coverage means she's going to be somewhere between the ball and the basket towards the paint. And she's going to take away, and each game's a little bit different, right, with your coverage and what you want to do. But right now, she's going to take away the layup. You can see she'll take that away. Sanaya fights to get over. Everybody else had to get out and guard three-point shooters, so they had to gap out a little bit. But because of that coverage, we were able to guard. Now, pause just a second. Now, Chloe gets another ball screen, okay? We're going to change our coverage now, and we're going to what people call icing ball screens. So now Chloe's not going to allow her to use the ball screen. Okay, she's going to keep her on one side. We're still in drop coverage with our post player, and then our help folks are there, and then I think they kick it out and have to take a tough shot.
Well, I think the personnel, I'm guessing, for the offense obviously plays a huge factor there, because if they have somebody at the 5 spot, kind of like you have, somebody at the 5 spot who can hit a 3, I'm guessing the drop coverage is less of an option?
Yeah, it is. So you've got, we've got other things. You've got switches you can do. You've got X outs on the weak side that you can do, so it's switching away from the ball onto that roller. You've got hedging. You've got pushing up and going under. You've got, over but a high coverage even if it's dropped. So there's a lot of things you can do, and it's most of the time it's based on our opponent's personnel. Sometimes it's based on our personnel. We know what our players, at this point we know what our players are good at and where they need to be changing throughout the game and where they don't need to be changing throughout the game. So I think we got another ball screen coverage or another defensive coverage right here, I think. Now that I'm putting it together, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, this was just a really good possession. So I don't think we actually get a screen here. But, Nick, if you'll go – I was going to say if you'll go back. So, right, we talk a lot about our defensive rotations. But the good thing about this one, if you'll back up just a little bit, Nick, Sanaya does not get beat here. When you don't get beat, you don't have to rotate. It's like magic. It's like the best thing ever. But we have all these layers in place so that if you do get beat, these things happen to keep our opponents from having an easy shot. So Sanaya cuts it off. They have to get it back out. Now we close out. Abby stunts in. That little bitty stunt. Just slight, gets that ball kicked out, keeps it out of the paint, and then they have to take a really tough 2. Okay, pause just a second. In women's basketball, that is the lowest percentage shot out there. It's just not. It's not your kick-out threes. It's not your rhythm threes, and it's not your layups. There are players that can make it.
Mid-range
shots.
Yeah.
Mid-range shots. But there are a lot of times we have to play percentages. What are we going to give up? And that a lot of times ends up being what we say, you know what, if they can make enough of those to beat us all night, then so be it. Most teams don't. And so that possession, although she gets a 15-foot jumper, it's contested. That was a good defensive possession.
What else we got?
Now I'm questioning myself. Okay, all right, so we have another ball screen here. Okay, so this ball screen coverage, so now you got to see us go over, and you got to see us ice. Now you're going to see us go under, all in the same game. So Lisa gets a ball screen up here, and she knows this coverage is supposed to be under. Some of the times it changes depending on where the ball screen happens. Does it happen on the wing? Does it happen up top? Does it happen at the three-point line? Does it happen deep out in the floor? This one happened. Lisa made the right decision, or Grace. Grace could have called it and told her what to do, and Lisa went under. We keep it from getting to getting a layup. A little bit of a stunt there by Sanaya, or that's Mo, I'm sorry, by Mo, and then we get it out and they don't get a good shot.
You mentioned the person defending the screener, in that case, Grace, calling out the play, or calling out like, hey, what should the person who's covering the ball do? Is that a common thing for them to almost to be like not a quarterback, but like a safety on a defense or something where you're kind of seeing everything and making some calls?
Yeah, they have the ability to see a lot. So the better communicators they are, the better our defense will be, because they can see it. They can make reads. Every program's different. Some people they got to know what to do, and some people figure it out once they get hit. There are a lot of different ways to do things. We like it when our players can make that read and tell, hey, Lisa, get under, and then she can just slide under.
Gotcha.
Since Grace is here, and speaking of, we thought we'd show you a couple things. Now, look, I'm not going to put her whole highlight video on here because we don't have all night. But you guys know what she is capable of. I want to show you a little bit here. The problem, and this is about of an elementary explanation as I can give you. So when she catches here, everybody in the gym's thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to shoot the three, including her defender. And that's what makes Grace so good, because you have to come guard her for a very long way out in the floor because she has great range, but she's got a great first step. And because of that, now she is a threat. And here she makes an extra move, another extra move, a step through, and a score. That's classic Grace Slaughter. But what I wanted to show, yeah, no, right? Round of applause for her, because obviously she's been so consistent. But what I want to show you two other things that we've been so proud of her for. She has also been playmaking for us. She's been double teamed so many times this year, and her assists are up. She's well over her assist numbers last year, and we've still got 10 games in the SEC regular season. So she's done a really good job finding her teammates in those moments. So you can see right here, she does the same action. She's driving downhill. They come over to help. She makes a great dish off to Jordana, and Jordana's up and in with the score. So that was a great assist by Grace. The other area, if you've heard me talk about it, we have talked to her so much about her rebounding, whether it's defensive end, offensive end. I'm going to show you an offensive board here and what it led to. She's really taken that to heart. I think she's doing a good job in practice. She tracks this one down. I mean, that's great extra effort. She's doing a good job boxing out, squaring up. She kicks this one out. We get a ball screen, and we hit the roll, and we score. Because Grace went and got that rebound, we scored the basketball. So I think she's doing her game is really broadened, and I think she's doing a lot of positive things for us.
My favorite play of the season coming up right here.
Right here. Me too, Brad.
I'm glad you had this one in the clips, because I think people really need to appreciate this and see this one again.
You know what? This is the group. We've showed you this before. We practice. I know it's funny. We practice like a save the ball drill. We have a save the ball drill. We have a hustle drill. We have a loose ball drill. We practice this. And it has already given us multiple possessions this year, but none as great as this. So we come down. We're going to take a three over here on this rise. That's a good look for Abby. She misses it. Now, Chloe's able to run this down. That's a great pause, Nick. So Chloe right now is thinking, I'm going to track this ball down. What you can't see, well, you might can see, Grace is at the right wing right now. Okay, Grace is actually running over to Chloe. Grace has been taught to run to Chloe and try to help Chloe when she saves the ball, instead of just, oh, good luck, hope Chloe makes a good play here. No, be a good teammate, right? So Grace goes over there. Grace is guarded. Chloe doesn't throw it to Grace. Okay, so go ahead and let that run. So Chloe tracks that down. She throws it to Shannon. Okay, now what I want you to do, I don't know, Nick, if you can do this in slow-mo, but I think it's really important for the folks here to kind of really capture this. So we also teach to try to turn and throw it to a teammate. Okay, we don't just like chuck it. You know, we try to throw it to a teammate. So you can see Shannon. Don't go slow that they can see that she stepped on the half-court line. Don't tell anybody.
She was on Kirksville. We needed her to be about Milan. She was a little more west.
Yeah, she can't. That's good. I like that a lot, actually. You can see Shannon turning and looking for a teammate, and then Abby comes running to her. Abby overruns it. Now Abby's got to throw it, and she's got to find a teammate. So Grace gets back in the play here, and now you're just over there on the bench going, oh, my gosh, please just get a shot up now. You know, you've got something positive has to happen. what a great cut at the end of this play to finish it. Now, Nick, I'm going to need you to play it live. Let us watch it and enjoy it live, and then we'll turn it back over to Brad.
Absolutely.
All right.
I guess I'll do my job. Shrek misses the three. Sotel tracks it down in the corner, and now Shannon dives near midcourt, saves it over to Shrek. Shrek from midcourt saves it into Grace, and now you get the two-person game. Reisma back to Slaughter on the back cut for the layup.
So good.
Beautiful. Well, and what's so cool about it, too, Coach, is that all 5 players were all involved, and they all did something really good on that play.
And you can feel good about that. That's an energy play. That's a hustle play that gets everybody excited.
All right, we'll talk with one of the young ladies who was involved in that energy play, Grace Slaughter, coming up. Coach, we'll give you a little bit of a break, okay?
All right, thanks a lot.
That's Kellie Harper, head coach of the Tigers. She'll be back shortly. On the way next, we'll talk with Grace Slaughter about her standout skills on the court and maybe one off the court, too. This is Tiger Talk from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Amethyst and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Now a back cut, Reisman to Slaughter, lays it up and in. One of the best highlights of the year so far right there. Tiger Talk continuing from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Brad Tornago here with you. Reminder, you can partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by Impex. Going to give Coach Harper a little bit of a break. We're joined now by a 6'2 junior from Grain Valley, Missouri. She leads this team in scoring and rebounding, and as of this weekend, she's already in the top 25 in Mizzou program history in terms of total points scored. Please say hello to Grace Slaughter. She'll be joining us for the next few minutes here on Tiger Talk. Grace also among the national leaders in minutes played. She's logged at least 34 minutes in every game since Christmas. Are you doing okay? Do I need the bartender at Harpo's to get you an ice pack or anything?
We're doing good. We're having fun, playing lots, but yeah.
Excellent. Good to hear. As I mentioned earlier, you've scored in double figures every game this season. What do you think have been some of the keys to that offensive consistency?
Yeah, we try to play really fast and just get up and down a lot, and I think, one of our strengths is playing in transition. So just, being able to run, whether that's getting out in front of the defense or even staying behind for potential trail looks, then, I think both of those have been really good for us this year.
Coach Harper also mentioned your rebounding has really improved this season, nearly 8 rebounds per game, more than double last season's average. What have you done to get better in that phase?
Yeah, I think it takes a couple things, but definitely, I'd say getting stronger in the weight room, over the summer has definitely helped, but also just, coaches letting me know that that's what they need from me to help us succeed. Rebounding, helps us get to the offensive side, but also helps get us second chance opportunities offensively.
Talking with Grace Slaughter here on Tiger Talk. I'm sure you had opportunities to play elsewhere after the coaching change this past offseason. So what was it that led you to decide to stay here?
Yeah, I just remember getting to talk with Coach Harper in March when she came to visit Mizzou, and, getting to talk with her, and her visions for Mizzou, I think was really special, and also just knowing she's done everything, as a coach and player that I want to do. She's made the tournament, she's won a national championship, and so just getting to, hear her view of things just, made it seem like it was the right decision to stay here.
Your mom had a chance to go to the Harper Horse Farm in Florida. Was it in April, I guess it was? Or?
Yeah, it was over spring break.
Okay.
Yep, she got to ride horses with Coach Harper, and my mom's a big horse fan, so she was really excited for that.
Now that you've had the opportunity for a few months to work with Coach Harper and her staff, what have you liked about it?
Yeah, I've liked a lot of things. They're very intense in practice, which I think is a good thing. I think it's, helped me grow in many areas. And then also just the ability to be able to get in extra work. They do a really good job of helping us get in extra shots before and after practice. And, I feel like I can always go to them and talk to them, whether it's, film study or just telling them about how my day was.
Grace Slaughter, our guest here on Tiger Talk. So many big games for you already this season. I did want to ask you about the Northwestern game in Fort Myers. You scored a career-high 33 points in that one. What was working that day?
Yeah, that was a really fun game. It was our second game in a row. Being in Florida, we just knew that we were going to have a good mindset going into that game. And, that was a really fast-paced game. So that was, another example of us being able to just get up and down the floor. And I think, execute some mismatches we had offensively is what worked for us.
At least in terms of net rankings, I believe the best win so far this season was against Cal. You had 24 points and 10 rebounds in that thrilling win. Of course, Shannon Dowell hits the game-winning layup in the closing seconds. But before that, you hit a tough three in the corner off a ball fake with the shot clock running out. I had a chance to speak with your mom after that game, and she said, whenever I talk to Grace, I always tell her the jump shot starts with your feet. You got to get your feet in the right spot. First of all, is that true? And then second of all, how were you able to get your feet ready specifically for that shot?
Yeah, sometimes I lean on my shots, and so I think just making sure my feet are squared up is definitely a big important thing. And I just remember I think that was a three that I swear bounced on the rim like 3 times before it actually went in. And so just kind of, I thought it was in, and then being able to see it actually go in was definitely very relieving.
How many frequent flyer miles does the Slaughter family pile up during the season? You have at least 1 or 2 family members at every single game.
That's a great question. And my mom hasn't missed a game yet, so I love being able to see her in the stands in the crowd. And that is actually a very good question. I'm curious now that you ask how many. Grace Slaughter, last year, by the way, SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year in women's basketball, so getting it done in the classroom also, absolutely. Congrats to you on that. What's your major? I'm studying health sciences with an emphasis in rehabilitation.
Okay, what's whenever basketball's done for you, which it's looking like it's going to be a while, but whenever basketball's done for you, what are some of your future plans?
Yeah, I could see myself maybe going to PT school. I was also studying to be a PA for a while, so if I wanted to do that, I could see myself going back, getting some patient care hours, and potentially focusing on that.
Okay, very cool. So I've put a little pressure on Grace Slaughter here. We know on the court she can get it done in the clutch, right? I just mentioned that big shot against Cal. She had that game winner right at the buzzer against Mississippi State last season. So here's the latest clutch opportunity for Grace Slaughter. In the preseason, Mizzou's social media team posted a video of Grace playing cards with Jordana Reisma, and in the middle of it, she busts out this elite bird call. And I was like, even you could see Jordana's reaction. She's like, holy cow, that's amazing. So, Grace, we're gonna put you on the spot a little bit here. Get the hands warmed up.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
All right. I'm a little nervous.
What can't Grace Slaughter do, right?
Okay.
Absolutely tremendous. Great job coming through. When did you, how did you develop that?
A couple of my teammates when I was younger knew how to do it, and we were at an away tournament. I begged them to teach me basically the whole weekend until they taught me. So it's just kind of been a good party trick.
I guess so. You're not like going out hunting in the off season or anything?
No, I mean, I guess I could, but just hasn't really had time, I guess, with basketball.
All right. Well, we'll focus on the shots on the basketball court then, Grace. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you for showing off the bird call, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for having me.
That's junior standout Grace Slaughter joining us here on Tiger Talk. Kellie Harper will rejoin us next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Tiger fans, let's salute the real heroes, our military service members. Veterans United Home Loans is proud to honor them as the hero of the game. Know a veteran or active duty service member who deserves the spotlight? Nominate your hero today at veteransunited.com/hero. That's veteransunited.com/hero. Help us recognize those who've served with courage, dedication, and pride.
Is your job just a job, and you want to work in a rewarding career? If the answer is yes, then start your journey today by becoming a union construction craft laborer. Why wait? Visit buildunion.com to learn more about becoming a union craft laborer and starting a rewarding career in the construction industry. Build a career, build a future, build a legacy. Buildunion.com for more information.
It's game day, Tigers. When you fly from Columbia Regional Airport, you've already got the home court advantage. Skip the stress. Enjoy fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American and United Airlines. Whether it's the big tournament or your next getaway, COU makes every trip a winning play. Score your travel advantage at flycou.com. See you at COU, your home court in the sky.
The home for Tiger Talk Coaches shows is Harpo's Bar and Grill in downtown Columbia. Join us Tuesdays or Wednesday nights for the inside scoop on all things Mizzou basketball. Hear from the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly, along with Mizzou women's head coach Kellie Harper at 6 p.m. and Mizzou men's head coach Dennis Gates at 7 p.m. Come early, grab your spot, and enjoy great food and drink specials during the show. That's Tiger Talk, only at Harpo's Bar and Grill. Visit MUTigers.com for the full show schedule.
Sotel, touch to the corner. Mo's open. Vincent for three. Got it. And for Mo Vincent, that's her second career three-pointer. Tiger Talk rolls on here from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Coach Kellie Harper is back with us now. And this episode of Tiger Talk, along with other great content and episodes, available on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast presented by Shelter Insurance. Be sure to subscribe today wherever you listen to podcasts. You can replay the show, of course. You can listen back to any parts you missed. If you just want to catch Grace Slaughter with that high-level bird call again, you can have that and, clip that, maybe put it as your ringtone or whatever. You've been coaching for 20 years now, Kellie. Have you ever had a player with that level of bird call?
No. I mean, I can definitively say that's a first for me as a coach. So that's a like she said, it's a great party trick. I like it.
How soon after you got this job were you on the phone with Grace Slaughter?
Obviously, she a big priority for us, and you know, I know early on we got in here and got to visit with her. Like, that seems like years ago now, right? It was just a few months ago, really. You know, I think she's a special kid. She really is. She's just a special kid, and I say kid. Sometimes people get mad at me for doing that, but you know, they're young women, and she's got a great future ahead of her, and whatever she wants to do, she's going to be great at it. She's just that person, and you know, for her to be in this state and to represent our university, her being here is a big deal. And so just proud of her, who she is, and honestly who she's going to continue to be. And she's going to be a great ambassador for this university.
I would agree with you on that. So ESPN does their mock NCAA tournament brackets, and it's just something fun to look at on the side whenever you have some time to kill. But they do have 11 teams from the SEC making the bracket. That's second most behind only the Big Ten. You were an SEC Network analyst last year, and just it's different for you now, obviously, because you're very focused on one team, but just big picture from what you've seen, your thoughts on the league and women's basketball this season.
Obviously, the SEC is just really, really good, and I think, you know, the top continues to be strong. I think the middle is strong, and I think where we separate ourselves a lot of times from some other leagues, there's not a lot of bottom, right? You know, even the teams, you know, that are 10, 11, 12, they're good. And so just the depth in the SEC is tremendous. And, you know, that's why every single night it's tough every single night.
You look at the net rankings of the teams that are like the bottom four of the SEC compared to where they're at in terms of like the Big Ten and the ACC and the Big 12, and Coach is right. It's no comparison. There's not really a bottom in this league.
No,
Everybody's a really solid and salty contender too. I mean, if you saw on Monday, Vanderbilt got a neutral court win against Michigan. That's just another top 10 win for the league, and it just kind of makes all the boats look good in the Southeastern Conference. As for this Mizzou team, top 10 nationally in a couple of categories as of early this week. One of them is free throw percentage, nearly 80% as a team, which is absolutely an elite number in any season. When I've had a chance to catch some of your shoot-arounds, that seems to be the number that your staff is shooting for, right, 80%?
Yeah, we you know, our players, they know that's a big deal, and they step up there and they know what we're looking for. You know, there's not a trick to it. Every coach in the country, they shoot free throws and they record them and they get their percentages. There's different ways you can do it, but you know, we've kind of settled in. This is what's best for our team, and they understand the goal is for us to make them at higher than 80% in practice.
38% from three this season as a team. That's also top 10 in the country. And we'll talk maybe more about this in our next segment as we preview Ole Miss. But Ole Miss is a team that has done a really good job defending the three, specifically against Mizzou in recent years. How important is it to keep getting those good outside shooting opportunities against SEC defenses?
Well, it's hard to get really good looks. It's getting harder and harder. But you know, it's been our identity, and it's been a huge positive for us, and I think it's something we can rally around. And you know, I think our spacing has been really good this year. You know, I can pull up a lot of film clips, and that is the one thing that I just don't have to worry a lot about. Our spacing is typically really good, and that gives us opportunities for drives, post touches, threes, action off the ball with our cutting. So we just have to keep that up. And part of the reason that we get some other things is we're three-point shooters, so we spread the defense out just by our stats.
You've got the season box score in front of you there on the table. What is the stat? I mean, obviously, there's going to be a bunch, but what is the stat you look at and you're like, okay, that needs to get better as we move forward this season?
Oh, wow. The one?
Just one. As a coach, you're going to pick like 10 different things.
No, as a coach, the two things that probably our defensive rebounding would be the one I would go with. I'd like to say I'd like our turnovers to be a little bit lower, but I'm going to go with our defensive rebounding because our defensive rebounding affects both ends of the court. So our defensive rebounding affects them from scoring because they've missed a shot. Now we have to get that ball. We get that ball, they don't score. The other thing that helps that, then we're moving in transition. So it's cyclical. You can't really chop up a game because the plays are stacked. So for us, if we get a stop and they miss a shot and we get the board, now we're pushing in transition and we have a better opportunity to score off of misses. So I'm going to go with that one because it affects both ends of the court.
Makes a lot of sense to me. That's Tigers head coach Kellie Harper. She's got 2 home games coming up with these Missouri Tigers, starting with the nationally ranked Rebels tomorrow. We'll break that down coming up next. Harpo's as the site for Tiger Talk, I should say, on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Right wing Shrek from Mizzou, covered by Robinson. Challenging her, gets in the paint. Lefty scooper from Shrek, got it. Rare 2 from Abby. She's got 6 points tonight. Back to Harpo's in downtown Columbia, the Tiger Talk. Genteel is now the apparel provider of the Tiger Radio Network. Check out the collection of Mizzou apparel available now at genteelapparel.com or at Bingham's in downtown Columbia the next time you're in town for a game. Genteel Apparel, a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. Comedian Nate Bargatze is coming to Mizzou Arena on February 21st for his Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Purchase your tickets on Ticketmaster now. Coming up tomorrow night, Mizzou Women's Hoops hosting 18th-ranked Ole Miss. That'll be a 6:30 tip, 6:15 broadcast start. here on our flagship station, KTGR. Ole Miss 16-4 on the year, 3-2 in the league. They were kind of surprisingly, to be honest, blown out at Georgia over the weekend. What are some of your early thoughts on the Rebels, Coach?
Well, they beat Georgia by 17 or 19, 18, something like that in their first SEC game. And then, I think that was one of those human nature we have this in the bag. And Georgia had a little something for them. They weren't ready. And that's what it looked like. Ole Miss is really good. They're very athletic. They're very aggressive defensively, aggressive to the basket. They have some future pros out there. And they're coming off a loss, so they're going to be extremely motivated, and what they do will make things very difficult for us just because of how they play.
They've got some bruisers at the forward spot, right? Cody McMahon, I'm guessing that's one of the future pros you were talking about. Christine Iwala, Latasha Lattimore. They're forcing more than 20 turnovers per game. I hate to bring this up, but it's an amazing stat to me. The last 2 times that Mizzou has played Ole Miss here, Mizzou has scored 45 points and gone 0 for 7 from 3. Those are the only 2 games that Mizzou has not made a 3 since like 2008 or something crazy. So anyway, I would advise making at least 1 3-pointer tomorrow night.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. So there, you already know the scouting report.
There you go.
That's what they're going to try to do. I think for them, they want to be disruptive defensively. They want to be known for their defense. So they've got great size and length on the perimeter, and they're just going to get after you and just try to disrupt. And so, hopefully our players, we've seen some of that this year. Hopefully we'll be prepared, and they'll be extremely motivated and after coming off a loss. So they'll be turned up. So hopefully for us, we can come out and stay poised, stay calm, and find ways to execute through whatever they throw at us.
Real quick, we've got about 30 seconds left, but the A&M game on Sunday is the alumni weekend game, and hopefully the weather cooperates for that. But have you met a lot of Mizzou alumni besides Sophie Cunningham?
We've had a few. Some of the younger ones I've known because I coached against them. They've been back a few times, and then I had a Zoom with some of the older crew. So okay. I have met a few throughout the time here, but look forward to seeing them this weekend if the weather helps us.
We'll talk more about that maybe in a future episode. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck in the 2 home games coming up this weekend.
All right, thanks a lot.
That's Kellie Harper, head coach of Mizzou women's basketball. Again, the Tigers host nationally ranked Ole Miss tomorrow at 6:30. My thanks to Jeremy Washington, Sam Rowe, Haley Berry here on site, Dylan Riggs in Jefferson City. Men's version of the show is coming up. I'm Brad Trinago. This is Tiger Talk on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.